Angels in disguise. I want to
Yes.
talk about a simple yet profound phrase. Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they
Um,
be angels in disguise.
I love that. I love that whole concept.
This appears, the saying, which is slightly different, appears in a renowned bookstore on the left bank in Paris. I thought I saw that at the City Lights bookstore in San Francisco. I Googled it, I couldn't find it, so I'll leave it there. Attributed to various sources, this line has appeared in literature, philosophy, and religion, resonating deeply with the human experience across cultures and centuries. Let's talk about the layers of meaning in this statement. Examine its relevance in our world and consider how we might embody its wisdom in our daily lives. Though the exact, this is slide 3, yes. So though the exact origins of this phrase are debated, the likely source of this phrase is in the Bible. Hebrews 13:2 states, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some people have entertained angels without knowing it. This idea was famously adopted in the 17th century, by the 17th century French scholar and librarian Richard de Bury, who used it as an inscription in his library. A version of this phrase also graces the walls of Shakespeare and Company. That was that first picture you saw, the legendary bookstore in the left bank in Paris, reminding visitors of the boundless potential of hospitality. Here's an example. The Bible repeatedly emphasizes the importance of hospitality. In Genesis 18, there's a powerful example where Abraham welcomes 3 strangers to his tent. These visitors, who initially appear as ordinary travelers, are later revealed to be divine messengers, bringing the promise of a son to Abraham and Sarah. Similarly, in Matthew 25:35-40, Jesus teaches, for I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. This passage underscores that acts of hospitality are acts of service to God. Another example from the Bible, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Another striking example of striking biblical account of hospitality or the lack thereof comes from the story of Sodom and Gomorrah in Genesis 19. Hold on a minute, sorry.
Beautiful artwork.
Yes. Hold on a minute. Sorry. I'm going to turn this off, and I thought I had done that. Okay. You'll all remember this, I'm sure. 2 angels visit Lot. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 angels visit Lot, who extends him hospitality by inviting him into his home. Despite the threatened violence of the townspeople against these visitors, Lot's actions stand as a testament to the moral imperative of protecting and welcoming strangers. The angels ultimately reveal their divine nature, warning Lot and his family to flee before the city's destruction. This narrative highlights the contrast between hospitality and hostility, and the consequences of failing to recognize the sanctity of the other here being God. At its heart, this phrase challenges us to embrace openness and generosity. It calls on us to resist the instinct to judge or dismiss others based on their external appearance or perceived status. It invites us to imagine that within every stranger lies an opportunity, an angel in disguise, bearing the lessons, blessings, or simply a chance for human connection. So, why is this important? Hospitality isn't just about welcoming someone into your home. It's a mindset of openness to the world, By extending hospitality, we affirm that our shared humanity in a world increasingly divided by borders, ideologies, and digital divides. Ooh, so pertinent. The act of welcoming the other becomes both radical and transformative. Consider how many moments in history or literature hinge on acts of unexpected hospitality. In Homer's Odyssey, the concept of the xenia, guest friendship, is a sacred duty. Odysseus' journey is punctuated by the hospitality or hostility of those he encounters. During the Holocaust, countless lives were saved by individuals who opened their doors to strangers in need, often at great personal risk. And on a smaller scale, think of the countless stories in our own lives where a simple gesture of kindness, a shared meal, a listening ear, changed the trajectory of someone's day or even their life. I can think of several. Barriers to hostility: fear of judgment and being too busy. Fear of the unknown. Fear of being taken advantage of, or fear of stepping outside our comfort zones often prevents us from opening ourselves to strangers. Judgments. Make snap judgments about others based on appearances, backgrounds, or first impressions, forgetting that these do not define the whole person. Busyness in our fast-paced lives, we often feel we don't have the time or energy to extend hospitality. Recognizing these barriers is the first step in overcoming them. Hospitality is not about perfection, it's about intention, always intention. It's about showing up with what we have with open arms, as we are. Okay, who loved this series? I love this series. Oh my gosh. I was so unhappy when they took it off. I'm like, come on, it's going to be one of the most popular series in the United States. The idea of a stranger being an angel in disguise is both metaphorical and literal. Angels in many traditions are messengers. They bring insights, opportunities, or challenges that help us grow. Similarly, every encounter with a stranger holds the potential for mutual transformation. Think of a time when a chance meeting with a stranger taught you something unexpected. Perhaps it was a cab driver who shared a piece of life's wisdom, a traveler with a story that stayed with you, or a colleague who became a lifelong friend after an initial act of kindness. These experiences remind us that strangers often expand our worlds. So what can we do? Well, how can we become better at this? How can we bring this philosophy into our everyday lives? Let me offer a few practical examples. Start small. Hospitality doesn't have to mean grand gestures. It can be as simple as making eye contact, smiling, or asking someone how they're doing and genuinely listening. Be curious. Approach others with curiosity rather than judgment. Ask questions, learn their stories, and try to see the world through their eyes. Create space. Whether it's inviting someone to sit with you at lunch, opening your home to a visitor, or volunteering to help those in need, creating space for others fosters connection. Challenge your assumptions. Actively work to dismantle biases or stereotypes that may prevent you from engaging with others fully. I think I mentioned a few weeks ago what I have found worked best for me was traveling to foreign lands. All of a sudden, you're not in your comfort zone. Everyone is a bit different than you. There's no opportunity to feel like you're maybe better or more informed. Just a great way to break down walls of prejudice. The Ripple Effect, by the way, one of my favorite paintings by Chagall. This is L'Ange Bleu, the blue angel. Oddly enough, when my daughter died, one of the first things I did was visit the Museum of Art in Santa Barbara, and they had a bunch of Chagall's paintings, but this one struck me like a bolt of lightning, and I saw my daughter here. The ripple effect, when we extend hospitality, we don't just affect the person we welcome, we create a ripple effect. And I think I'm going to talk about that next week as well. One act of kindness can inspire another, setting off a chain reaction of goodwill. In a time when the world often feels fractured, these ripples can create bridges where once there were walls. Oh, now we reached the end. I'm sorry. I hope it was good. Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they be angels in disguise, is more than an invitation to kindness. It is a call to recognize the sacred and the everyday. It reminds us that in opening our hearts and minds to others, we may encounter the divine, or at the very least, a deeper understanding of our shared humanity. I challenge you to look for opportunities to practice hospitality in your own life. Whether through small gestures or significant acts, may we all strive to make this world a little more welcoming, one stranger at a time.